Epiphany of Truth, TV.
Hello and welcome to Epiphany of Truth. We will continue our Kabbalah series with Part 3, What Kabbalists Believe. Previously, we went over their origin cosmology and their absolute influence over space agencies and entertainment. But what about their influence over theoretical physics and science taught to our children in public schools?
It all started when we saw the film, What the Bleep Do We Know? We are members of the World Academy of Kabbalah, headed by Rav Michael Lightman. Having seen the film, we were surprised at how close modern science has come to confirming the Kabbalistic view of the universe. Scientists, specializing in quantum physics, have discovered on their own the depth of matter described by Kabbalists more than 3,000 years ago. And we decided to go meet with them.
But is it possible? Is quantum physics actually proving Kabbalah as truth? Or is it possible that quantum physics itself is actually just Kabbalah taught as science?
Einstein is my favorite Kabbalist. He gave us the math to see what the Torah has been saying for thousands of years, that when God created the world, before there was a world, he took part of his light and condensed it until it became everything we see around us. In 2013, the Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to scientists who showed us the exact moment this process takes place. Their achievement became known as the discovery of the God particle. It proved in the language of physics that the spiritual world is just another wavelength of our material one. Or in other words, E equals mc squared.
To understand how institutionalized power can control information and narrative, we must first understand peer review. As Gary Novak said, peer review is the problem and not the answer. It's how you lock in fraud, not how you correct errors. The whole process of science is required to determine the truth of science, not the authority of the publishing. Authority over reality produces fraud. Evaluation corrects errors. Science is determined by evidence, not by who controls power. Peer review is an attempt to manipulate science by structuring power. Corruptors prevailed over real scientists because the process of peer review stripped accountability from science and solidified the power of incompetence. There is a false notion that science produces fact, and peer review makes sure it's fact. Science can only produce evidence with various degrees of relevance, quality, and certainty.
Peer review is a cancer from outer space. It came from the biomedical community. It invaded science. The old system, because I have to say this because many people who are now professional scientists have an idea that peer review has always been in our literature, and it absolutely motherfucking has not.
It's rather amazing, this uncanny reflection of some of the most advanced cosmology coming from our satellites, coming from our atom smashers, coming from our blackboards, that are mirrored in the Zohar and ancient Kabbalistic texts.
Okay, so we know that institutionalized power over science can manipulate it. And we can clearly see that the Kabbalah is either being proven true, or Kabbalists are using science as a platform for their religion. But what about their beliefs other than cosmology? How does that influence us? Is it possible that we are being fed Kabbalism without realizing it through any other form or medium, such as entertainment? For those of you who don't know, the red Kabbalah band is a talisman to ward off the quote-unquote evil eye. Kabbalism is rich with secrecy and ritual, and I wanted to take the time to show their incredible influence on non-Kabbalists through multiple sources, as a sort of invisible hand, guiding public perception, belief, and reality. Now for more on their religious beliefs. Kabbalists believe in duality, or the belief that light and darkness are opposing forces and equally as powerful. This is the core of the belief that Jesus and Satan are opposing gods, one being the god of good, while the other is the god of evil. Kabbalah, or Kabbalah, exchanges the common notion of God and replaces him with a cosmic force. In essence, they believe that all things consist of God in varying forms. God is the universe physically, yet also a cosmic force that guides evolution to return his essence. This is why many Kabbalists will claim to be atheist, yet also practice as if God exists in what they call divine feminine. The point of these videos is not to shout down Kabbalah, but to educate on the minor details of the religion and just how much influence they have on our modern society. This leaves it up to you to decide whether you will choose to believe Kabbalah as science, which is what people call scientism today, entertainment, such as science fiction, or directly follow it as a religion, or reject Kabbalah as Jewish mysticism formed in Babylon through the merger of Canaanite, Mesopotamian, and Babylonian religions with Hebraic religion. If you choose rejection, you should also be warned that you should look into the religion and see how much you think is science, but is actually Kabbalah, taught as science. Thank you for watching, and as always, like and subscribe for more. Thank you.
Epiphany of Truth TV.